New poll shows Cuomo beating Mamdani in New York City mayoral race if all other candidates drop out. Jillian, I really want to know what you think about this. Let's go through the numbers. I'm going to read it to you, then I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
So, Mamdani versus Cuomo. While I was at the Jubilee thing, I kept telling everybody, I hope Mamdani wins so we can see what happens in 4 years. I hope he wins. A Tolkien research poll shows that in a five-candidate New York City mayoral race, Mamdani leads 42%, followed by Cuomo 26%, Curtis 17%, and Eric Adams at 9%, and independent Jim Walden at 3%. But in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup, Rob, if you can pull this up, if Adams, Silva, and Walden dropped out, Cuomo would defeat Mamdani 52 to 41%. That's not a close race. Cuomo reacted positively, stating that poll is right. When asked about the results on Wednesday, but avoided directly calling for other candidates to withdraw, Mamdani's campaign dismissed the poll, with a spokesperson stating everybody knows that Andrew Cuomo is Donald Trump's choice candidate for mayor. They share the same billionaire donor colluded on the race, and Trump himself said the two have always gotten along. The spokesperson accused Cuomo of aligning with Trump's authoritarianism and favoring billionaire over New Yorkers. The poll suggests it could unify anti-Mamdani groups, but only Walden has indicated willingness to exit the race to support a stronger candidate against Mamdani. Jillian, thoughts?
I don't know, boss. This is a bit of a pipe dream. It's just too much of a hypothetical for me. My bigger concern is watching people like yourself say, I hope he wins, so they get what they want. And you've seen Winklevoss come out and say that, and then you've seen the guys like Bill Ackman say, no, we cannot allow that. Yeah. As a regular person, I honestly don't know what is the right answer here. You kind of want these kids to get what they're voting for, but at the same time, what about all the innocents? What about the people of color? What about the working class that don't want this guy? And when these rich white liberals escape, by the way, here to Florida, which is where they're going to come, they're going to run from these policies that they voted for and make no connection with regard to their responsibility for what's happened there. They're going to leave this mess with all the innocent people who voted against it. That's the part that kind of worries me. Like, you want them to learn from their mistakes, but all these innocent people are going to suffer, and they're not going to learn. They're going to come here and they're going to try to make it happen in places like Nashville, places like Austin, places like Miami.
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid way of being reasonable and trying to hear both sides out of what could happen. The reality of it is, if you don't want him to win, go campaign, go knock on doors, go do what Charlie Kirk got a lot of people to go to Pennsylvania and go work, go get people to show up to Arizona, Pennsylvania, which means go knock on doors all over New York City, one by one by one. If you really don't, because guess what Mamdani is doing? That's what Mamdani is doing. So for me, it's a form of saying, hey, New York, this is real. It's coming to you.
Yeah.
And this is not a joke. This is really, really coming to your city, to New York City. 123 billionaires, financial capital of the world. You guys better get your act together because this guy's capable of winning. And when he does, it's going to change. I'm not going to take this thunder away because I'm sure you texted it to Rob, but I'm going to go to a couple other people. Matter of fact, I'll come to you next. What do you think about this, Adam?
Well, this time to play, let's make a deal. And if Cuomo or Eric Adams ever see this, you two figure it out. You know, they say the ego is not the amigo. One of you guys gots to go because we're how many months away from this election? September, October, November? We're a little over 2 months away from this election. And if you actually care about New York and not yourself, you guys figure out a deal where Eric Adams either drops out and Cuomo assumes the position or one way or the other. But Eric Adams, who is currently the incumbent and basically said, I'm out of the Democratic Party, I'm an independent now. Dude, your numbers are tanking. You were at 8% 2 weeks ago. Now you're at 2%. Cuomo, who was at 8%, now he's almost doubled up. But meanwhile, you have Zohran Mandani, who's going nowhere. So his whole campaign messaging, aside from all the communism and the Islamism and the socialism and the free, a lot of isms, is the affordability crisis in New York City. And who has ever lived in New York City or spent time in New York City understands that he's not wrong. He's actually right. His approach, however, is wrong. So the thought of the jewel of the capitalism of the world, New York City, being run by a self-proclaimed democratic socialist communist is laughable to me, but we're about 2 months away from seeing that happen.
Tom.
Well, Curtis Soa, if you know his history with the Guardian Angels, is not going anywhere. he is a guy who's running on cause and heart and passion. I don't see him dropping out because he wants to make the point. He's like the Green Party candidates around the time of Ralph Nader, who simply won't let go. And by the way, in a democratic environment, why should he? Now, the others would be deal-making among the people who are the Democrats. Eric Adams, what deal do you make with him to get him to leave? Jim Walden, a little bit easier to make a deal. But now you do that, and you end up with almost perfect numbers, Pat, that remind me of Bush, Clinton, and Ross Perot. 17 for SOA, 35, 36 for Cuomo, and 41 for Mandani. And you go take a look at that. That looks just like the election between Clinton, Bush Sr., and...
So what are you saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying that I think it's going to be a hard time getting these people out, and I think that's what you're looking at right now, barring something
I think all
happening.
those people, respectfully, Tom, are irrelevant. They're 1%ers. Cuomo and Eric Adams, get your ass together, come in a room, figure out who's mayor, who's vice mayor. You guys figure it out. Or you'll both be sitting around saying Pledge of Allegiance to Mayor Mamdani.
But what happened?
But look at the numbers; they're almost identical.
Well, look at New York, like,
43,
bro. What
37,
happened?
18.
And I think we talked about this before. Look at the pool of people to choose from: Mamdani, Cuomo, because we know what he did with all the hospitals and COVID, and just not a good track record. And then Eric Adams. Eric Adams, you're the incumbent. You're at 9%.
2%.
Is he at 2%?
According to
Okay,
this
my
number.
bad. Oh, my bad. 2%.
No.
According to
Wait a minute.
Polymarket, odds.
Wait a minute. 9% according to the poll, 2% to Polymarket Vegas odds.
Thank
so
you.
He's at 9%.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
right.
Thank you. So 9%. And you know what it is? Eric Adams shouldn't have bent the knee because for those 4 years under Biden, any woke agenda BS, sanctuary city, okay, signed up everything. And then all of a sudden, Tom, when things started to shift, he started sounding more pro-Trump. And it was too late. Day late, dollar short. Okay, and now New Yorkers, like you said, Jillian, where my family's from, the majority of my family from Yonkers, New York, now they're all like, what the hell? What's going on? Because look at the people that they get to choose from, and it's all the leadership. And now it's all coming to it. And I get what you're saying. I having the attitude, which we've had, and I admit I had the same, let them learn. They need to learn their lesson because at this point, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, Jill. It's going to happen, and at this point, they're gonna learn their lesson. And Pat, my question to you: he's talking about affordable housing and all that housing and all this. How is he planning on doing that?
There's
Where's that
no
money gonna
policy.
come? Where's that gonna come from?
Vinny, you're
His
looking
attitude
for
is-
numbers, and you're looking for data, and you're looking for actual
But I thought numbers
accountability.
scream.
Don't.
I thought they screamed.
It's all about a vibe, bro.
You know what I mean? Like how
smile and vibe.
Is there a plan set out, Pat, of how he's going to make
You're
this
bringing
housing?
logic to an emotional
gonna pay for it?
gunfight,
Exactly.
dude.
Thank
what?
you, Tom.
For Mamdani's thing is he's going to make affordable housing for New Yorkers.
why are you trying
First
to
of
do
all,
math,
he
bro?
has more power to do that today than he does as a mayor when he wins. This is the part that Andrew Cuomo's like, yeah, you can, not Andrew Cuomo, Mayor Adams, like,
Yes.
you can do that right now.
Thank
How come
you.
you're not doing anything about it?
Yes.
So what's going to happen when you're mayor? So, but he has momentum. And trust me, where they are right now, they want tomorrow to be November 4th. Mamdani's camp.
Yes.
Because between now and November, there's still 2 months and things could change. You know what could happen to him? You know what could happen to him?
What?
What could happen to him is what happened to our friend from Canada.
Weird.
Okay, what happened to that guy? What was his name?
Pierre Poilievre.
Poilievre.
Pierre
He was like,
Poilievre.
oh, he's going to win. He thought he was going to be the prime minister of the world. And then boom, he loses. That somebody else has to give him their seat. Felt sorry for him. Here's my seat. Let me give him to you. So that's the likely. But someone needs to come in like a Bill Ackman you were talking about earlier that met with Cuomo and met with Adams and said, I just think we need to get behind Cuomo.
Yes.
Is what Ackman said.
Yes.
Somebody needs to be a unifier, bring them together. I think there's one guy that could pull it off. And I think when it's 2 weeks out of the mayoral race, I think this guy who lives off of, what is that street called?
Pennsylvania Avenue?
Pennsylvania Avenue. It's in D.C. What is it? It's like a,
Starts
like
with
a
D.
nice White House. They're building like a $200 million
Donald
dancing.
Trump.
Oh,
Donald Trump.
He could help.
That's right.
You think
Yeah,
he can
could.
help?
Yeah, I think
How
he
do you
can
see
help.
Trump helping?
I think Trump can help. I think Trump can pull every one of them to the White House, have a meeting with them. He can tell Sliwa to step out. He can tell Adams to get behind him, and then he can offer him some things.
I
to
agree.
Do so.
You're
I
saying
think-
internal, like almost
I-
kingmaker
yeah,
type thing.
He can pull
Okay.
it off. He can
think
pull that
so.
off and broker a deal, and New York City can thank him for it. Remember, President Trump made his billions in what city?
New York City.
Yeah, listen, he has affinity there. He has affinity there for that city and what
Sounds
they're
like
doing.
you wanted to do art of the mayoral deal.
If you support CNN and what they stand for, buy their gear, represent it. If you support what Nike stands for, buy their gear, support it. If you support any media company, any podcast, whatever they stand for, comedians, whether it's Kill Tony, whether it's Schultz, whether it's Rogan, whether it's anybody you support, their values represent their gear. If you watch our show and you believe that the future looks bright, I encourage you to support it. This allows us to hire more people. This allows us to grow our business. This allows the brand to get out there. This allows other people to be confused when you go into work with a gym and you got a future looks bright on. People are like, wait a minute. What, you really believe the future looks bright? You really believe that? Like, don't you think this should be communistic? No, man, I really believe the future looks bright. Seriously, you're a little weird. I am. And you're negative. And you're pessimistic, and I'm not. So if you're optimistic and you believe the future looks bright, go represent. That green combo is my favorite. That future looks bright shirt and hat combo, my favorite. It looks absolutely sick when you have it right in front of you as well. And by the way, at the Vol Conference, for the first time in the history of hats, we're launching the first gold hat ever. The hat has got the future looks bright, gold, and the logo on the side is gold. You get a certificate of authenticity, but it's only at the people that are going to be at the vault. It's only 15 of them.
Real gold.
Real gold.
That looks ridiculous.
It literally looks ridiculous. But anyways, if you believe the future looks bright, go to vtmerch.com, place an order. I believe the first 100 people that place an order get a mug or a keychain or some trinkets being sent to you as well. That's the mug that you get, the first 100 to go place the order. So go place your order at vtmerch.com. We'll get that stuff over to you guys. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.